Well, all right, guys, thanks for checking back in over here at the channel. Out at the range this morning, it's a whopping 16 degrees. You hear that clanging, it's the cord on Old Glory blowing behind me. Got a little bit of wind, but day one getting out, have decided I am going to shoot with my Cz457. My son Matt, he's gonna tag along on this NRL22 journey with me, and he's going to use the Ruger. So I know a lot of you guys chimed in on that first content saying use the Ruger. It's a good rifle, you know, to start off with. A lot going on with it for the money. But I've elected to use the Cz457, all set up with an EP5. That Ruger, I've got a SH4 Gen 2 on that. My son's not out here today. He just had his wisdom teeth pulled out. He's 17 years old and he's a little hopped up on the narcotics from the oral surgeon today. So Matt's not out here, but I'm out here day one, gonna do some initial zeroing at 50 yards with the Cz457. I've got a couple different ammos I'm gonna try out because I've got a lot of these on hand. This SK High Velocity, the Eley Club, I've got quite a bit of this, and this Lapua Midas Plus. I don't have a lot of this on hand, quite a bit of this, quite a bit of this, and quite a bit of this CCI standard velocity. In the past, I've shot this thing and come up with some really good groups with some different ammunitions for this. Didn't bother to bring along my documentation and what I did with this thing, and you know, to be honest, I don't even know what I did with it, but I do know that this particular rifle it was picky. It did like some ammo and it did not like other ammo, and I think that's kind of standard for 22s, I guess, what we find. But I've already got my targets down there. I've got 2 pieces of paper. You can see these set up, 3 little circle dots. I'm kind of doing this on the cheap, kind of doing this on the fly today. What I'm going to do is send a few fouling rounds down, about 5 shots of each one of these ammunitions between as I switch them up. So but then I'm going to shoot a group with the intended ammo and see what kind of tightness I can get out of it. Not gonna consider this day one out here being the end all be all for my zero. This range is set up pretty nice. I do have berms on both sides, so a lot of that wind, there's 15-mile-an-hour winds right now, but it's cut down in place by these, gosh, I don't know how high these berms are. These are good 10-foot berms. Walking down to put the targets down, it stopped a lot of the wind, but I'm feeling it buffeting around right here. And it's just stinking cold out here. I don't know if that's going to affect this ammunition. I do know you can see me moving around, it's going to affect me. So Cz457 shooting the EP5. I'm going to get this thing out here. I'm going to start off with the Eley Club. It's going to be number 1. I'm going to move to the SK High Velocity, to the Midas, and then to the standard velocity. So let's do a little bit of shooting. I'm going to kind of cut through this stuff. I'll show you guys the groups, and yeah, we'll go from there. Got the first 5 of the Eley Club loaded up, and you're going to notice I'm shooting with my glasses off today. I've actually got myself an appointment with a ophthalmologist, I guess what that's called, the eye doctor. Need to get some new glasses, some new contact lenses sorted out, but I'm going to be shooting with my glasses off today, so I've got the reticle all zeroed in without. I've already went around the clock. I've got my parallax all set out, and I'm set at 0 on both my elevation and my windage. So let's send a couple down. I'm going to send 5 down just to season this barrel in with this ammunition. You guys are going to notice I'm left-handed, shooting a right-handed rifle. And see what kind of barriers that imposes on me with my shooting style with this NRL22. I'm going to shoot the bottom target on the right. Well, that definitely was not good. We already have a dud. What is it with me and the duds with this Eley ammunition? I was out here, first video, getting the same stuff going on. A little flinch on my part, but it's all right. We're just seasoning in the barrel. Shots are all over the place. And I'm coming off the gun each time, just checking ejection. All right. So let's go take a peek and see how bad that little group. Well, you know what, actually, I think there's no reason to run down there and look at a seasoning group, right? We don't really care how that group went anyway. So I'm going to put 5 more in here. I'm moving fast because it is cold. Kind of looks nice out. The wind simmered down for a second here. All right, I'm going to set my dud over here. It does have a nice primer strike. So I'm going to send 5 down of this Eley club. Bottom target. Kind of saying that for my own reference too when I go back through this stuff because I'm not taking any notes. Another learning thing, I should be having the notepad with me. All right, let's go check the target. Alrighty, well, here is the group I shot when I was just seasoning in the barrel. Nothing to brag about there. And get the shadow out of the way here. And here's the group that I shot. Just taking my time a little bit more. Again, this is definitely nothing that I'm thinking this rifle is probably not going to be like in the Eley club. So. All right, well, again, not too impressed with the Eley club out of the Cz457. So I'm gonna load up the SK high velocity and throw 5 down there kind of quick. I can feel the lubricant on this stuff here. Maybe the Eley's got more of a heavier wax on it or something that doesn't like this cold. But this high velocity, this ammo, it feels like it's got chapstick on it here. So I got 5 in here, and get the spectacles off, keep everything the same, and send 5 down to season this barrel back out. Middle target on the right. And chamber the round, right? It's extremely different. Oh, 4-inch spread. Yeah, it's gotten better. You can definitely tell, learning here, that it does matter that you season the barrel to the different ammunition. When I walk down and show you guys the target, it'll be clearly obvious. And I kind of have a feeling, this little brass out of the way here, I got a feeling this rifle might like this high velocity. Put these next 5 in, and then we'll go down and check the target out. All right, the wind is kind of hit and miss a little bit. If I can hear it banging off the flagpole behind me, I will kind of, where's that hole? I will kind of try to pace it out. It is cold, cold, cold. Trying to give myself, while I chatter here, just a hot minute to let my hands warm up. Again, it's well under 20 degrees today. On the drive out, kind of contemplated, should I even come out? First match that I'm going to go attend in Lapua, Michigan is in 2 weeks. Not going to participate yet. I kind of want to fiddle around with the process here, get a little bit more familiar with the rules, setting up the rifle and everything. But I want to go check it out, meet some guys. I got some exciting stuff I want to talk about with Arken Optics as well. But let's, got a little warm up of the hands. Let's send these down. Now, I'm going to go middle target left. And here we go. Felt the wind kick up on that one. Let's go take a peek at them. Warm me up in the sun a bit on the walk too. Here we go, guys. This is the SK High Velocity. Now this was the first shot. Now check that out. It was not a pull on my part. That's just that different lubricant or whatever it is with the ammunitions. And here's the group. It tightened up, not too bad. I was kind of rushing those. And here's the group with the SK High Velocity. A little bit of a wind kick on, or this was, one of these was a shiver and one was the wind, but not bad. I'm thinking this rifle is liking that stuff. So I'm gonna keep no SK High Velocity out of the Cz457. Not too bad. I attribute these to some external factors, these two. All right, I got the big old mittens on, not shooting with these guys on, but it is cold, moving fast between the walks and the reloads here. So I'm gonna get the Lapua Midas X loaded up next here. I'm gonna send the 5 foulers down there quick, and maybe some of you guys can chime in if it is typically needed to do 5. Looks like 1 really was doing the job down there. The wind is kicking around the camera a little bit. So let's get these in here. Again, I can feel the lubricant difference on this ammunition. It feels real slippery. That Eley club, it was completely different. So, all right, so we have got our first 5 ready to go. Moving fast. I'm freezing. Let's follow this barrel and go from there. This is a little bit more costly ammunition than some of the others. That's the best group yet, and by no means did I take my time. One of the things with these Cz457s, these little mags, I just don't care for it. Might be something I can learn about a different mag setup or mag well deal with this thing. There goes the camera. You know, that wind. All right, my fingers are froze. It has only been since I shot those foulers, what, 2 minutes maybe? Put these in here and get those out of the way. I'm gonna warm these hands up for a bit and then we'll get to shooting. All right, took maybe a minute and a half. Wasn't a long time. I mean, that barrel's gonna cool down super fast anyway. But shooting the Lapua Midas X. We are ready to go. Pulled on that. Kind of inconsistent with this one. Let's go take a look. There we go. That is the fouling group with that Lapua ammunition, which I'm pretty impressed with that. And here is the group that I shot. I guess I'd like to say this is a fouling group, but that's actually my shooting group. You know, that shot off to the left was me yanking it, and those last 3 that are off the sticker were my last 3 shots. Not bad, but I kind of liking that that high velocity over these ammunitions right now. All right, guys, there it is. Day 1. First day out, fiddling around, getting ready for NRL22. Now, this isn't going to be the end-all, be-all of which ammunition I decide upon, but I definitely don't think I'm going to be using, at least today, what I'm getting out of this on this learning curve for this is I'm not going to be using the Eley club, at least on cold days, out of the Cz457. I'm also learning that, you know, doing this kind of activity, you know, preparation and picking the days and the season to start doing this stuff and get your equipment set up is better than, you know, it makes more sense to get out when it's nice out, better days than out here doing this. There are some takeaways from today. You know, this rifle, it's looking promising with this ammunition. as well as this stuff. Actually didn't end up shooting the CCI today. I'm going to save this for another day. My takeaways from today are I'm not going to be using the Eley ammunition in this rifle or moving forward with it. You know, a nicer day, I might test it again. I do have this thing on paper with a solid 0 with the SK high velocity, so I can start doing a little training if I want to on hitting things. But there we go, day 1 out. I'm hoping for some warmer weather. Right now it's March 1st, and like I said, it might be 17 degrees out right now with the sun a little bit. And go figure, I'm done shooting. I don't hear the flag clinging along on the pole anymore, but I'm froze, so I'm going to call it a day. Going to get out here. They're calling for some 50s in the next week or so. So I hope to get out with my son in the Ruger Precision, do this same process and see what ammo that rifle likes, as well as hone this thing in a little bit more. So, hey, thanks for checking on in. Follow along the whole series. We're going to get out here a couple more times, and then we're going to be doing some training on some different barriers and prone position, different distances, and mock up some of the past NRL type scenarios that they have in preparation for our first time out at a match. So thanks for checking in. Get on out there. Keep on shooting.